Greetings to you wherever you could be watching us from. Welcome to another episode of UJ Sport on UJTV. My name is Collen Maepa and we're talking about F&B Varsity Cup this year, 2025. It's going to be very exciting. The fixtures are out, the players are here, and we're going to hear all about it. Of course, with me in studio today, I've got the man himself, the captain of the senior men's team, Siyamukela Ndlovu, as well as Seham Stewie, who is the captain for the ladies team here at the University of Johannesburg. Lady and gent, welcome to another episode of UJ Sport on UJTV. How are you feeling for this Varsity Cup campaign this year? Let me start with you, Siyamukela.
Ladies first, please.
Okay, yeah, take it.
I think a lot of excitement, a lot of anticipation, but with that comes a lot of nerves, because as fun as it is, we have a job to do, and there's a lot of expectations and points that we need to prove. So as excited as I am, I think nervous as well.
Yeah. So this is your third Varsity Cup campaign.
Yes.
The women's edition was launched in 2023. Last year was your second, of course. You lost both
Yes.
the 2 years, the two consecutive years. This year, how far have you prepared and how do you feel? What is the mood in the camp?
I think what helped a lot is that we started a lot earlier than we did last year. So pre-season obviously was tough, fitness, just trying to get all the juniors and the whole team just ready, trying to get us all gelled to work together. But as you go on, the hard things become easier. So prep as we go, I think we're just learning how to gel more, push each other more, and remind each other that I got you, you have me, let's go and do our job.
Yeah.
So
the first two games that you're going to play this year, the first one you're going to UKZN on the 14th of March. And then when you come back, you're heading to Pretoria to play UP Tuks.
Yes.
And then you're going to finish here at home, of course, against the UFH.
Yes.
Yeah. And what do you think you guys need to do differently this year to make sure that you open the tournament with energy and a good win, of course?
It's simple. We need to execute. Everyone has their job to do. And if everyone can do their job and do their job well, then we're going to win. We just have to work on fixing the small, sometimes it's literally the smallest things that can cost us the game, which is how we actually lost last year.
Yeah.
It's literally down to the last second, the smallest mistakes that make the biggest difference.
Yeah.
So we need to learn how to capitalize on every opportunity that we given. Like, we can't have an opportunity and then not make sure
Not
that we do
convert.
our job.
Yeah. Of course, I'm going to talk to you about the transition. The coach having a new, the team having a new coach now, with the departure of Coach Bongiwe Nhleko, and now you're working with two coaches in the likes of Coach Patrick Ross Allen, as well as Lesego Mulebadi. Of course, we'll talk about that in a minute. Mr. Sasko Samukela Ndlovu, please just tell us about the preparations in the senior men's team. So far, I know your preseason started quite very early with Coach Jono. What have you guys done and what do you see the progress so far?
So I spoke to the boys earlier on, as you said, that we started earlier on, much earlier than everyone else. We gathered together, we spoke that, listen, if we want to see change at UJ Rugby, we must be the change we want to see. So preparation has been very tough, very demanding. Early mornings, late afternoons, doing the usual Joburg Stadium, hill sprints, training in wet conditions, training when at 12 o'clock when the heat is there. But yeah, that's what it takes. Yeah, I think you must be willing to do what others won't do, so we can get different results that we're looking for. So it's been very challenging, as I'm saying. There's a lot of anticipation with the group, very young squad. I think there's about only 5 guys that have played Varsity Cup, if not just a little bit more than that. So a bunch of new guys who haven't seen what it takes and the pressure and what it's all about to play Varsity Cup. 5
returning senior players.
Yeah.
That sounds like a complete overhaul of the squad. I remember in 2023, you of course there were a couple of players that left. I think there was 4 of them. There was 2 guys that went to Northwest, 1 guy here, or 2 guys to Vets actually.
Yes.
And of course a conditioning coach also that left. but that was just the 4.
Yeah.
And now you're talking about 5 senior players that are
stayed.
actually remaining, and you have got a lot of new people there.
Yeah.
Do you think that is going to help you in the tournament? Of course, new people, they will all want to prove themselves, if you look on the optimistic side. But also, what does that do in terms of the lack of experience for those that haven't played Varsity Cup before?
So I think sometimes with experience comes a bit of complacency. And the nice thing about this new troops of Jen, the new guys, they're bringing a lot of excitement. So as you're saying, they've got a lot to prove for themselves to the coaches. So I think we as the core and the senior players in the leadership group, what we've done, we make sure that we make them feel comfortable, and we put them in a position where they can truly express themselves, because they're here for a reason. They've played rugby from a young age. Some of them have accolades representing their provinces. First team rugby players. Obviously there's a bit more and more professionalism in the Varsity Cup, but it's guys that have been playing rugby. They just know how to play rugby. It's just a different ball game now, different intensity rather, high tempo, but it's still the same. Just catch the ball, go for the trial, and that's what it takes. It can be that simple sometimes.
So among these new people that are in the team now, were there some of them that were UJ students and rugby players before, or is it all totally new players?
No, they've come from lower rankings, so like under 19s,
young guns.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe 2 or 3 new faces from other institutions. But yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about some of your performances last year. If you look at UJ, I think I would say in about maybe 3 or 4 matches that you played in 2024 in the same tournament that you lost, but the points difference in terms of the loss was very, very marginal. And I think UJ was just unfortunate there to lose some of these games. Let's talk about the first opening match last year, which ironically you're going to be playing again, CUT again here on home soil. Last year you went to their side. This year they're coming this side. You lost that match by literally 4 points because at full time your final score was 19 and they had scored 23 points. And then the second match against UFS, again you traveled to the Free State. And there was a difference of 3 points. And when I look at you guys, you were leading for most part of the first half.
Almost all the games.
Only in the second half, it's like you guys stop playing and you allow the opposition to come. What do you think you need to do differently this year to win the games?
So we sat down, including management. We said, listen, guys, this happened again. And if you look at the point difference between us and the Shimmer's game, literally 3 points. And these are the same guys that went to go into winning the Varsity Cup last year. And we just lost them with 3 points. So we just need to tweak in our focus a little bit. So the tendency of that in the last 20 minutes of the first half or the last 20 minutes of the whole game, we just tend to lose focus. So now we've taken a step back and listen. Maybe it's our process that we do wrong. Maybe we get too overly excited if things are going too well for ourselves. So we shock ourselves. So we're gonna take it a step down. Listen, the goal and the objective is to win every 20 minutes. So we're going to take it because I think in most games there's going to be water breaks. So we focus on just winning the first 20. So we don't focus on the whole game. We focus on the first 20, second 20, half time, third 20, then the last 20. So
so you're going to play it in phases.
Play it exactly that. That's going to be
do you also think maybe that is it not a matter of endurance in the team in terms of the conditioning of the team physically? Because I don't know if it's maybe towards the end of the second half you get tired, you feel tired, you overworked yourself in the first half, and then the energy sort of drops, and that's where the other team comes and starts taking advantage of that. Is it because of that also maybe, or is it what you said?
No, it's definitely not. We suffer way too much. We just shoot ourselves in our own foot. It's just that just losing that focus, as Stewie said, that sometimes it could literally take we need to look after small things. So the big things such as the scoreboard can look after itself. So it's just losing focus in the most crucial stages. Simple thing as after scoring a try and knocking on, again, giving silly errors, silly penalties at the most unexpected time when we have the guys in the corner, but we just don't finish the job. So we have them in the chocolate, but we just don't kill them. So we need to have that mentality of just taking the souls away from minute one. Because then again, we have this stigma or rather narrative that we want the other team to throw a punch at us first, then we retaliate. So we don't want to be the guys that are throwing the punch from minute one.
And also, it happened 2 years ago in 2023. I'm lucky that I was here for that long to have this conversation with you and compare each year in terms of the performances. There was a Vets match that we played at Vets in 2003. UJ was leading, I think, 30 something,
Yeah.
30-0
Yeah.
at halftime.
Yeah.
Second half, these guys came and scored tries all the way, and they won that. They went on to win that match. And a lot of people were angry. The fans were angry, and they said, "How can you allow these guys?" Is it because was it complacency that you felt you won the match, or was it also the fact that you didn't plan well according to what you say that you're gonna play in phases this time around?
Oh, unfortunately, I wasn't playing the game. I was by the stands, but from what I've heard from the guys, that there was a bit of complacency. Guys thought the game was finished. So I think with this new approach now of literally playing the game in phases, we're going to know that, listen, the first job is just to play the first 20 minutes, just from minute 1 to minute 20. So we get that done and that's over. Then we reset completely. Then we almost start a new game. So in that, we managing to keep the focus within the 20 minutes. Whether we're losing or we're leading, we just focus on the first 2 minutes. So I think there was lots of complacency. Then guys lost focus. Guys thought they won the game already. Then obviously Wits they knew that they still have 40 minutes to come back, and comebacks are possible, one of the greatest comeback in history. So they did very well to come back in that game.
Yeah. So if you look at UJ, you could say that UJ is always losing in Varsity Cup rugby. Of course, I'm referring to the men's team. But if you look at the way they played, and we could say this about 2023 as well, but let's just look at last year, 2024. You lost 5 matches out of the 7 round robin games, and you won only 2. But if you look at the losses, you might have actually went through to the semifinals had you just won 2 of those. Let's say maybe the CUT match or the UFS match, and then maybe if you went on also to win, that would have given you 4 wins out of 7, right? Okay, the other ones that you lost, the fair and square, was the Matis game, which was 54-22. And of course the NW game, which was 47-12. It was raining that day. You guys were lucky because it was raining and you were losing, and then you went on to play again the following day, and then we also get thrashed. You know, it's a match that I want to forget. Let's talk about the possibility of you guys proceeding or progressing through to the semifinals, because you could have actually done that had you just won 2 matches from the first 2 games last year. What do you think the team needs to do to make sure that we don't have to rely on other teams towards the end and not be scared of playing the promotion relegation playoffs? Do you think that we should, personally, I think we should smash CUT, and then we should smash Tax. We should smash. Tax was playing in a Shield. They won it last year, so they're coming for the first time. So we shouldn't give them the edge or the confidence that they think they're coming back now. They're going to start winning with us and whatever. What do you think we should do to go through to the semifinals, at least for this year? Because we haven't been going to the semis in the past years.
So I think definitely the first one is the most important one. People say it's about how you start, how you finish, but I tend to differ. I want us to start on a high note. We need to get our fans back and just give the young guys in the team that confidence that we can actually win this thing. So we definitely must take a W against CUT. That's next week Monday. So if we can really just start on the high, then from there just go up and not go down. I think things we need to do differently, just start believing in ourselves more, especially now that there's new troops, there's new kids that are inexperienced in the block. So it's going to take a lot of them to find confidence within themselves, because obviously it's a big stage. They haven't felt the pressure of playing in front of 20,000 fans and playing in the Varsity Cup. So, but it just takes literally self-belief, because if you don't believe in yourself, no one will believe in you.
Yeah. So 17th of February 2025 at 7 o'clock in the evening. Please get your tickets from the Varsity Cup website and make your way, book your spot to watch that game there at the Westdean Stadium. UJ is going to be taking on FNB CUT, that's Central University of Technology from the Free State. That's in the first match. The second one, we're playing away in Tshwane against UP Tuks. That match will also take place at 16:45 on the 24th. That's Monday. The third fixture, we're traveling to Free State. We're going to play at Shimla Park against University of Free State. That match will be, of course, at 7 p.m. Let's look at the ladies' fixtures again. So the first match is going to be on the 14th against UKZN at Howard College at 3 p.m. And then the second one is UP Tuks in Pretoria. 21 March, and then the third one is the 28th of March against UFH, right here at the UJ Stadium. Now, I want to talk to you about the past two campaigns as well, 2024 and 2023, just so that we can have a comparative view in terms of how the team can change things around in 2025. So you were eliminated in the pools or in the group stages in 2024. You played 2 matches against UWC and UFH. Of course, you couldn't proceed to the playoffs because then you lost all the matches. But then in 2023, you played UP Tuks and you won that match. Then you went on to play Matis in the finals in Stellenbosch in 2024. That was the inaugural edition of the Women's Varsity Cup. Now, this year you also have 3 matches against UKZN, UP Tuks, and UFH. What do you think you guys need to do to clinch the title for the first time, at least for UJ?
We definitely need to, as Sasko said, start on a high. We can't start here and then expect to finish here. So we need to start on a high so that we can finish on a high. And I think just take it one match at a time. There's no point in thinking about the Forte game when we haven't even gotten through UKZN. So we need to focus on doing that job first. And once we do that job, we can start thinking about our next job.
Yeah. You have of course done well in the past. You won a gold medal at the USAs last year at Rhodes, and you went on to win a bronze medal in the sevens in Kimberley.
Yes.
That means the UJ rugby team is of course doing well in other competitions. They were just unfortunate that they didn't win a medal in the Varsity Cup since 2023, right?
Yes.
So just tell us maybe who are the returning students that played Varsity Cup or Varsity, the USAs in the past, who are bringing the experience that the team needs, and who are some of the newbies that you guys have added this year?
We have quite a good mixture of both. A lot of juniors that are excited and eager to play, but obviously there are more juniors and seniors, and we have to remind them and lead them and show them that this is a completely different level of rugby. And unfortunately, it's going to be tough. But we have a few returning players. Everyone knows Fatuma, Captain Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to be back. Also expecting Tobile, Sizazwe, also been doing really well. Went to Springbok camp recently.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at the players that we have, I mean, there's none else that I'd rather play with, And I think the juniors they should be filled with excitement to be playing next to people like that. So yeah, it's exciting. A lot of new players, a lot of returning players as well. But I think what's important is just us gelling together and knowing how we play so we can play well together.
So the squad is more balanced with new students as well as retaining senior students.
Yes.
Okay. And then of course we spoke about the departure of Coach Bongiwe Nhleko and working with Coach Patrick as well as Coach Lesego. How has the transition been with the departure of the ladies team coach Bongiwe, and then now with Coach Patrick? But of course, the two have been in the team structures for quite some time. It's not like bringing in a totally new coach with a new playing style and a new philosophy. So has the transition been easier or how has it been?
I think it hasn't been too difficult. It just takes adjusting. It's not like we don't know Coach Pat. And as you said, they did work together before. So we do kind of already have an understanding of the coaches that we have now. Unfortunately, Coach Bongi had to go, but we love to see her leave because she's moving on to better things.
Yeah.
We also won't be joined by our last year's coach, Coach Noni. But, working with Coach Pat, he understands us and he's so good at what he does. So we just have to literally just follow through, take in information and follow through. So the transition hasn't been too difficult. I think, it's been easy.
Okay. So obviously when you play your last game at home, we hope that you would have won against UKZN as well as UP Tuks, right? And what would you like to see happening at the UJ Stadium on that day when you play your last home game in the round robin before you can actually proceed to the playoffs if you perform well?
I I think it's always nice to see people coming to support, especially with women's rugby, because it's not obviously as big as the men's campaign. So it's always nice to see that people actually come through and support. But it's so amazing to get support from UJ as well, that puts us out there, that makes people aware of the match. So definitely excited to see a crowd, and we definitely expect to deliver results and let everyone celebrate on the departure.
Do you see yourself lifting the trophy?
Oh, definitely. We have to. There's no other way. We have to.
Okay. All the best with your games in KZN as well as Pretoria. And of course, when you come to UJ on the 28th of March, we hope that the crowd will fill the stadium and cheer you as much as they cheer the senior men's team. So, Sasko, let's talk about what you guys anticipate in this year's campaign. 7 games, the fixtures have all been set. How many wins out of that?
This one gentleman said the only currency in rugby is winning. So we might just surprise people. And Zulu say Kondeza might just surprise people. I foresee us making it to the semi-finals.
Yeah.
Then after that, that'll look after itself. But I foresee us taking to the semi-final.
Yeah.
It's very promising.
I think that's what everyone is probably looking forward to, or anticipating, that at least can we reach the semis this time. We've never really watched you guys play the semi-finals, well, at least in the last 5 years or so. Also, let's talk about your traveling matches or your away games. Last year you traveled quite a lot. You went to Western Cape, I think, twice. And then you also played other 2 games away in the Free State before playing the other games here in Johannesburg against Vets and UWs, of course. This time around, you're going to play 2 away games only. One at Free State against CUT, and then you're going to play, of course, NWU in Northwest. On that match there is going to be played 24th of March, right, against NW Eagles. Does that aid the team in terms of recuperating from each match each week, so you don't have to travel longer to the Western Cape, etc.? How does it help you that you're going to play the majority of your games here in Gauteng?
I think go back to what Stewie said. We've got so many people that support us. So having home ground advantage, I think home ground advantage is really a thing. We take for instance that Wits game we played in the last 2 games of the campaign. I mean, we whitewashed Wits. We started well and we ended up the game well, simply because of how amazing the crowd was and how much good rugby we played on that day. So I think it's really going to help playing home and just having most home games, and because we get many supporters supporting us in the day.
Of course, we can't speak about Varsity Cup rugby without speaking about the Joburg derby against Vets. That game is going to be played, which one is it? The 17th of March, right? At Vets Stadium. We're going there. So, I don't want to see the repeat of what happened in 2023. Do you guys see yourself claiming the bragging rights again this year? Because, of course, those are still remaining with you in terms of Varsity Cup, because you won the game last year here at home. How do you see that game unfolding?
It's definitely going to be a high-tempo game. I think anyone in the world of sports knows that if you've been beaten once, you always come back and want to prove a point that we shouldn't have lost that game. So I think they're going to come out guns blazing. They want to come for us, and we're not going to give them hope just because they lost last year and think they're going to come back. We're going to go to them, actually. So they're probably going to come there thinking, listen, it's our home advantage. These guys beat us last year. It's come back now. It's about time that we do to them what they did to us. So I see us painting the city of Joburg orange again. Adverts.
#UJ all the way. #Orange Army. #Rugby that rocks. Those are the 3 hashtags that you can put on social media as you post and cheer on our team. Wish them good luck as they take on these other teams in Varsity Cup this year. So we would like to see you at the stadium. Please make sure that you get your tickets in time so that you avoid the last minute rush to get your tickets at the gate. Head over to the Varsity Cup website to buy your tickets, all the UJ home games tickets have already been published on there. So get yourself a ticket for just 35 Rand. You should be able to get into the UJ Stadium. Your last parting shot, I want you to speak into that camera there. Speak to the fans. Tell them how you guys anticipate your journey for the Varsity Cup, and what would you like to see from them at the stadium when you play your home games. Let's start with you, Seham.
The UJ women's team 2025 is definitely going to come back with a big bang. We have a point to prove. We will prove a point, and we're definitely not going to disappoint. We hope to see everyone come out in numbers, and we are so thankful for the support. Just paint Joburg orange that day, and we'll make you proud.
Yeah. And your parting shots, Sasko, into this camera, please.
I'm looking at. For the fans that were there last year, especially in the first game, if you thought that was good rugby, then wait until you see all the games this year, especially now that we have so many home games. Come out in numbers. I said this last year at the Jay-Z launch that you can always miss a test, but you can't miss a Varsity Cup game.
Yeah. And of course, this Friday we are launching Varsity Cup here at UJ. The supporters jersey will be unveiled at the Kingsway campus grass area behind the student center. Please make your way there and come and enjoy, meet the team, take pictures and interact before we see you next week Monday at 7 p.m. at UJ Rugby Stadium in Westdean. It's going to go down. I can't wait. I hope you can't wait as well. Let's make sure that UJ goes all the way to lift the cup. Of course, that's why we participate in Varsity Cup. We're not some Mickey Mouse teams, right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Not.
We'll see you there at the stadium. Please make sure you come in numbers to support your team. This is, of course, UJ Sport on UJTV. Thank you for watching.